So Bill Maher, not someone I really cover that often. He kind of annoys me, honestly. He's, I guess, a liberal, but just kind of irritating. He does Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. He believes that the FBI raid of Donald Trump is actually helping Trump politically. And he believes that it was a bad idea because of that, or something of that nature. And so then next to him is Piers Morgan, who kind of conveys the feeling that I have, which is funny because Piers Morgan, I don't feel like I would usually agree with him. But he kind of counters Bill Maher's take pretty effectively in the clip I'm about to show you. But we'll look into if what Bill Maher is saying is true, if what Piers Morgan is saying is true, and discuss that after we watch.
Trump, he did sell his soul to the devil because he is the luckiest man in the world. His fortune was finally falling. The big lie was finally losing momentum. DeSantis was beating him in the polls. You know who hates this more than anybody? DeSantis. DeSantis, look, I had this in the bag, and now I got to run against President Martyr. And this is saving Trump politically, because now, of course, all the Republicans, what do?
It may be what, of course, Joe Biden would secretly like, though. He might want to face off against Trump again.
Yes.
He might think.
So he's behind it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying.
Because they will run with any more conspiracies. They will run with that one.
Yeah, but if you're Joe Biden, who would you rather face? Donald Trump, who has all the baggage, who has the January 6th investigation raging, a number of legal actions, all this stuff now, where last time you got the record number of votes of any presidential candidate ever. Would you rather face him again, or would you rather face a much younger, more dynamic DeSantis who doesn't have the baggage? Right. So in a way, you could see that although it looks in the short term like this might play out advantageously for Trump politically, if he doesn't get nailed by what's gone on here, actually it could work in Joe Biden's favor.
Yes. So here's my take on this. While it is true that Trump is getting a bump among Republicans after the FBI raid, as this article outlines, the FBI raid gave Trump a 10-point boost over DeSantis. Poll shows the FBI raid on Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate gave the former president a 10-point boost over likely 2024 rival Ron DeSantis among GOP primary voters, according to a new poll. So I think there's truth to him becoming a martyr, and more Republicans feeling this duty to support him because the Democrats are going after him. And of course, all of right-wing media has been dedicated to covering for Donald Trump lately, and they'd kind of gotten, at least Fox News, less sycophantic to Trump, because I think they thought maybe DeSantis would be the person, so they were leaning a little bit more in that direction. But then the second this happened, they knew they couldn't take a good, honest analysis type stance on the FBI raid, because that would enrage a lot of their viewers. And so instead they went full sycophant mode again to Donald Trump, which I think is also going to give him a huge boost, or is giving him a huge boost, I should say, as well as people seeing him as a martyr because of that. And so, yes, I think he's more likely to become the Republican nominee now, but I think he's worse off in the general country than he's ever been. So all the stuff that's come out about him, January 6th, the committee and all that type of stuff, as well as the FBI raid happening, I think really, really hurts him among the general public. And so I believe, and we've seen that, majority support of the FBI raid among the country, and I think people are a little bit more woken up to the dangers of Donald Trump now more than ever. But then among the Republican Party, he has more support than he had a month ago. So that's interesting, and I think it sets up a situation where he is the nominee, but then gets defeated by the Democratic nominee, which, is that going to be Biden? I don't know. But either way, I do think the FBI raid as a whole hurts Donald Trump, because I don't think most people who aren't watching right-wing media would be able to get themselves to believe the FBI is just completely politically raiding a former president. Most people look at a situation where a former president gets raided by the FBI, even if they're an independent moderate, and they think, wow, if the FBI is willing to do that to a former president, because usually powerful people aren't touched, then there must be some serious things there. And as more information comes out about what they found, about what they're investigating, and definitely if he gets indicted, goes to prison, then I think all the steps throughout that process make people more aware of the damage he has done. excluding people who watch right-wing media and are being told it's a huge witch hunt. So that's kind of my stance on this. I think he's more likely to be the Republican nominee now because of the FBI raid, but he's less likely and has a worse chance compared to any other time throughout the last couple years to actually beat whoever the Democratic nominee is.